Hey there, I'm John Siskovich, and we're out with the pigs who have had immense impact on the area that I put them in just a couple days ago. I'm going to talk about that, what my plans for the future are, and how I decide when and where to move the pigs. All right, so it's Saturday morning. On Wednesday, we moved the pigs in here. So a couple days of impact have pretty much destroyed this area. This area was very uneven, had these old piles of dirt and compost that I needed a place to stick the old remaining compost pile. It sat there, it got covered in weeds. Before the weeds turned to seed and made my situation even worse, I put the pigs in here just to do their pig thing. But now they've chewed through all of it, and they're ready to move on. So they're gonna get a move. The next area that I'm going to take them is on this windrow of compost. Again, just to turn it up, add some of their own manure and clean things up so that, it's not all grasses and seeds. Then I have this long row of weeds and rocks. Look at these rocks as we walk over here. Here's the farm road. That just looks like grass right now to you guys on the camera. And I inherited huge piles of rocks that I don't know what to do with. And they create seeds. This is all stinging nettle. All this tall stuff right in here, that if you brush your hand against this, you get a rash and it hurts, and people make tea out of it or saute it like spinach, and you can do stinging nettle omelets and such. But I'm not doing that today, so just have this pile of rocks that I wanted to talk about. Turning around, there's the pigs. So I'm utilizing the pigs to do some of the property maintenance so that this pile of CRAP does not get any bigger. May stick the goats in here. I find that the animals have a different reaction to this stuff than I do. They're not quite as sensitive, doesn't seem to bother them. Hope I'm correct about that. And I test for being correct on whether or not they're okay with the stinging nettle, because that was covered in it and they've left everything but that little nub. So either they don't care about it or care more about what was in that pile than getting stung by the stinging nettle. When I move them into this area, just so you all don't think I'm mean to my pigs, when I move them into this area, I'll give them extra space around it. And if they don't go into the stinging nettle and they stay away from it, I know that it bothers them. If they go into it and they're like, I don't care, and I just see them walking back and forth willy-nilly and their skin looks fine, then I know I can continue to use them to manage this weird junky inheritance that I got by these pile of rocks. It's either that or a weed whacker, or take the time and energy to rent a machine big enough to move all the rocks. I don't want to do that. So that was my Linger Grazing observation. Is pigs did a great job where I wanted them to clean up my little mounds. I have another mound for them to clean up. Then they're going into the rocks, and then this low scrub area. As it gets hotter and warmer, or hotter and warmer, because those are not mutually inclusive. As it gets hotter outside, they will have more shade in this area. It will dry out from the spring rains. I can move the pigs into the scrub area, and that is where you've seen me shoot pig videos in the past. And that is a giant burn pile. This week, all about Linger Grazing, doing some observations, making some plans. Now I have to go and write this all down in my grazing plan so I can share it with my partner. So when he says, when are we moving the pigs, John? I can say, it's on the calendar next Thursday, but we'll get there. So grazing planning videos coming in the future. But for now, we are going to hop down. Let's say goodbye to the pigs. And in tomorrow's video, we'll cover a whole different animal. Big Mama's like, don't touch my food. Snacking. These linger grazing videos are really just a stream of consciousness. I walk around and just say what's in my head as I develop my plans, but it's a good note-taking device for me where I'll go back and watch this video and be like, oh yeah, I have to write that down. And I have that observation that I can either send that video to my friends and coworkers, or I can just distill what I've put in my head onto paper and update my grazing plan with my observations from my linger grazing. Thanks for taking the time to step inside my head for a little bit and see what I see when I plan where I'm going to move the pigs. These videos are nice for me because it's forcing me to take like 5 minutes and actually make sure I do all that work. So 2 birds, 1 stone. Enjoy your day. Until next time, see you out in the field.